my name is Dunika Handuala. I'm a nurse practitioner student at Texas State University. My ethical stance of duty to versus duty to protect, and I'm going to take the stance of duty to warn. As we all know, mental health care professionals, they can range from counselors, social workers, psychiatrists, and marriage counselors, social workers, wide variety of professionals that covers the umbrella of mental health profession. The duty to warn, this comes with the case of Tarshoff versus Regina of University of California case that was inquired by Supreme Court in 1976. In this case, Padar was a graduate student that attended University of California, and he has been seen a mental health professional for his underlying schizophrenia, which a diagnosis that you already had. And he has met this 19-year-old Tatiana Tarshoff, at the university, and have performed an interest on her, which was one-sided. It eventually ended up that he got rejected, and which threw him to a spiral of a lot of depression, which he sought help from the mental health care professional. In this case, Tatiana have visited Brazil at this time, and Padar have gone to see the mental health care professional, and he have expressed that when she comes back, he has intentions of killing her. And the mental health care professional at this time took the threat seriously, and he called the campus authority. And the campus authority held Padar involuntarily for 72 hours. Then they figured out that he was a very rational person and he didn't possess any kind of a threat. He was not delusional, and they let him go. And this is less than 72 hours. And the problem here was the mental health care professional, after that episode, he did not inform Tatiana Tarshoff's parents or her about this imminent threat. And when she came back from Brazil, Padar have ended up going to her apartment and shot her with a pellet gun and stabbed her 17 times. And the case that ended up in the Supreme Court was the Tatiana Tarshoff's parents brought a civil case against University of California and the mental health professional that they failed to warn them, all the authorities, of the imminent threat regarding their daughter. And in the Supreme Court hearing, the Supreme Court decided that when it's we all know confidentiality for mental health care professionals is a very important aspect between the client and the professional, in order for them to feel free to express their diagnosis and have the conversations they're going to have with the professional. The confidentiality is a very important aspect of that mental health diagnosis. But in this case, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of duty to warn, because they felt like if there was an imminent danger to the public, which is in this case the third party, Tatiana, and the mental health provider had a reasonable. All healthcare professionals, we have to make a reasonable effort to avoid harm. And in this case, the court ruled that the obligation to healthcare professional has an obligation to report or duty to warn this, that it overrules the confidentiality in this case. So I stand for this duty to warn, because as we know, people go through mental health professionals, there are child abuse cases, and there's elder abuse, and there's always also vulnerable population. These things are mandatory reporting, regardless the confidentiality that they have between the client. These are mandatory reporting. And also, mental health care professionals should be familiarized with the jurisdiction they practice. Different states have different laws. In this case, the Supreme Court ruled that their duty to warn is have more weight on than the confidentiality. So mental health care professionals and all healthcare professionals should familiarize with the states they practice and the licensure they're licensed by. And I take a stance duty to warn in this case. Thank you.